And 5, 4, 3,
Come here, Bear.
2,
Come here.
1. All right. Good morning, everybody. Slide right in there.
I'm sliding in.
Good morning. We got Lisa. We got Jackie. Got all sorts of folks on.
We got Bear.
We got Bear here. Hopefully, you can see his big dog head.
Come up here.
We are here for another episode here, Breakfast with Disaster. We are here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Telling you about all the most horrible things that can go wrong so that you know how to avoid them. And why do we know about that? It's because we work at ServPro, and we are the people who get those calls at 3 in the morning when something explodes or floods or catches on fire, and we're here to help. Good morning, Diane. People are jumping on. I've got a very special guest, a couple of very special guests here. One more destructive than the other. Thank you, Bear, for
Bear got that. That's all right.
messing up my shelf. This is Nikki. Nikki, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nikki.
Anything else?
Yes. I work at ServPro.
Okay.
I'm married to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Bear. He's Lynn's dog, my mom's dog.
Yeah, hopefully Lynn is watching.
Yeah,
She's
he
been
said hi.
Trying to see
Bear's
him.
saying hi to you. He misses you.
Yeah, Lynn's down in Florida.
Yes.
Where it's warmer. I think hopefully significantly warmer than it is here.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, I have a question for you. I'm going to take the wheel down. I'm going to bring the images up. And we're going to talk about this guy. Remember this guy?
Oh, yeah, from that show we like.
Do you remember the name of the show?
Avenue 5.
Avenue 5. Okay, good. You're better than me. If you guys have never seen the show, it's a comedy. It is set in space in 2060, and the whole thing of it is, Hugh Laurie is the captain of like an interstellar cruise ship for all these rich people. And they're supposed to be in space for 3 days. It's this big deal. And no spoilers, but it goes wrong. It goes south, and he's got to deal with it. Do you remember the connection that the show has to Buffalo, New York?
Someone important lived there?
It's kind of.
Okay.
Well, yes. I mean, that's technically correct.
Oh, is that technically correct? The
best
kind of correct?
The best kind of correct. It wasn't that great of a show. But
Yes, it was. It's on HBO. Watch it.
everything on HBO is good.
That's true.
In the show, one of the gags is that the capital of the United States is in Buffalo, New York. They call the president of the United States on the phone from space, which is a thing we all aspire to do one day. And it rings through to City Hall in Buffalo, which in 2060 looks exactly the same, by the way. And the reason is this. This is the whole source of the gag. It's, at this point, 40-some years in the future. And they're saying, sea levels have risen, temperatures have gone up, and all of these coastal cities have become unlivable. So DC's out. New York's out. The new center of the United States is Buffalo, New York, because all we got a little bit warmer. We have access to all this fresh water. It's pretty sweet. This joke was actually sourced from the headlines. I don't know if you remember seeing headlines like this. Buffalo as a climate refuge. This happened, I want to say 2019, 2020. There was a run of articles like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was that because Buffalo is positioned next to all this fresh water and could frankly stand to warm up a few degrees, people are going to want to come here when global warming starts to warm things, when climate change starts to warm things.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this recently, and I thought it was maybe time to give these articles an update. And here's why I was thinking about it. I was reading a report from these folks, formerly known as PricewaterhouseCoopers, now PwC.
Okay.
And, yeah, this is very interesting stuff, right?
Yep, keep going.
They're one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. Again, interesting stuff. But they're good at what they do, right?
Yeah.
It's important what they do. And they study all sorts of different industries, including commercial real estate, which you and I work in, or at least alongside all the time when things go wrong.
True.
Put out this report. It's the 2022 Emerging Trends in Real Estate report. Everybody reads it. Everybody loves it. It had two very interesting tidbits in it. The first, kind of no surprise, I think everybody knows this who's ever tried to buy a house in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
The U.S. real estate market's really, really hot right now. It's really difficult unless you have a ton of money to buy a house or buy a piece of property, buy a piece of commercial property, which is really what we're talking about today. According to PwC, there's a tsunami of capital pouring in from all over the world because wealth is consolidated in fewer hands. People have more money that have money at all, and they want to put it into durable, stable assets, and they see U.S. real estate is like pretty good investment to put your money in. Here's the other part of this. Yeah, I know, right? PwC says that is not necessarily a great investment. We're about to enter a new age of uncertainty, is what they call it, in real estate, especially commercial real estate. Two reasons why. Any guesses?
Is one of them climate change?
One of them is. First one's COVID.
Oh,
If you
yeah, I've
remember
heard of that.
COVID,
Mhm. Yeah, I've heard of that.
I know everybody's sick of hearing about it, and we're all excited for. Hopefully, we're moving beyond its reign of terror.
No masks tomorrow, kids.
Yeah, but this had a huge effect on commercial real estate for a couple different reasons. Obviously, people aren't in the office anymore. People weren't going to stores for a while. There's still fewer people going to retail stores. The only sector of real estate that did well, actually. Any guess?
Sector of real estate that did well.
These things we talk about all the time.
Is it commercial?
Well, yes.
Is it big buildings?
Yes.
Is it trampoline zones?
It's trampoline zones. No, it's if there's one near a house, it's warehouses because everybody's online shopping.
Oh right.
So
We have the
huge,
big
huge,
Amazon
right?
place near us.
So yes, COVID, huge effect on real estate. They don't know. Who knows that there's going to be another COVID or another pandemic? It certainly changed behaviors and changed the market a lot. Other one, yes, you're right. It's disasters.
It's not trampolines?
It's not trampolines.
Okay.
Now we're at the point where we can't make light of things anymore
Oh,
because
that
we're looking at
picture.
this terrible picture.
Yeah.
Over the past 10 years, we have seen a huge increase in what scientists call 500-year climate events, and you have some scientific background, am I correct?
I did. Shout out SUNY Fredonia. Got my degree in biology there. Then lived in Florida for a couple years and got a master's in coastal studies. So
Oh, my goodness.
very everything I studied was with a climate change sort of plastic pollution sort of spin on it. So very passionate about this topic for sure.
Well, then I have terrible news for you.
What?
Every single year for like the past 10 years, we have seen events like this wildfire, that people call 500-year climate events.
Yeah.
Basically, people thought this would happen twice every 1,000 years, and now it's happening every single year. And so on the West Coast, you've got these wildfires.
Right.
In the South and in the East, closer to the coast, you've got terrible hurricanes happening all the time.
Yeah.
Once a year at this point. These are very, very destructive. In fact, according to the Insurance Information Institute, we saw about $92 billion with a B dollars worth just of catastrophic damage, stuff like this, in the U.S. in 2021 alone, which is a lot of money. How many hot tubs is that?
Well, it's definitely more than one, which is more than what I have, which is 0 hot tubs.
So this made me think of those Climate Haven articles.
Yeah.
Because you see this and you're like, well, I guess the good news is we live in Buffalo. We're going to miss this. We're
Yeah.
actually going to come out on top, right?
Well, it's been pretty crazy here.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Yeah.
I looked at, what are people who actually live in this region and study this region saying? This is Holly Buck. She's a professor over at UB of environmental studies. And she's quoted in the Buffalo News saying that, let me get the exact quote from her. We're going to see more severe storms, higher highs, lower lows, heat waves, deep freezes. We're going to get it all here.
Yeah.
Especially in the coming years, like the next 10 years.
This week.
Yeah,
it's happening this weekend, you guys.
Yeah. To get a little bit closer to the now, we've got Jill Jalika from Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper. She's the executive director.
That's a
Buffalo
great
Rising.
organization.
It is. And she has more bad news for you.
Oh.
Talking about the next 10 years, more extreme storms, flashier storms, dumping huge amounts of precipitation. And here's kind of the kicker. Our infrastructure is not really built to handle it here. If you remember this from earlier this month.
Is that South Buffalo?
That is South Buffalo. That is Mineral Springs Road.
Yeah.
Where the police were literally running banana boats down the road, rescuing people who were trapped in their cars. You should not be able to do that in the middle of the street in South Buffalo, but we got so much rain that we were not built to handle that this happened. And obviously here at ServPro, we helped a lot of people who were dealing with this in their homes, but
we are built to handle it.
Yes. Good one.
Thanks.
And this is a picture. I know you love the lake. You've
I do
endured
love the
some
lake.
storms.
I've
there.
endured some very terrible storms.
This is a picture from, it's now Centennial Park. It used to be called the Sail Park. This is this is actually from 2019. You can see the lake eroding the shoreline almost in real time. Every time there's a windstorm. Because the lake levels, when they're higher than ever. When they're lower than ever. Yeah. And I've never understood what this is, but there's something called a seiche.
Oh, who told you about that,
Yeah,
seiche?
well, do you want to explain what it is?
Oh, well, I told Dan about what a seiche is, and Lake Erie is a seiche, which means we're basically like a big bowl of water which like when we're going like this. So when it can get real high where we are and real low down like Cleveland, Ohio, and it just goes back and forth. So when all the wind pushes the lake, it just makes that big old seiche happen. We get huge amounts of water unless you have a better.
I have zero because I still don't understand. Okay. My point is this.
Yes.
All this hoopla about us being like a climate haven where we're not going to deal with the damaging effects of things changing in the climate is not true. It's not really true. We're not going to have wildfires. That's all it means. We're not going to be underwater. We're not going to get hurricanes up here. But things are going to get worse. These disasters are going to come for us all. And that's kind of why I bring it up. That's why ServPro is bringing it up. Is because we're not... Well, you're a scientist.
Well, not technically.
To me, you are. And I'm just some guy, and I'm not here to talk about climate change so much as I am to talk about ServPro and disasters and really what's going to happen in the commercial and residential real estate industries and for insurance too, anybody who's dealing with property. This is going to affect you. There's no getting around it. There's no hoping that disaster's not going to strike. Things will get worse. They're going to get more expensive, and they're going to become more frequent. And we're starting to see that already. And in the next 10 years, it's going to continue to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. And that's just the fact. It's not a fun fact for anyone, but it's the real fact. You're going to see, for us, not only are there more floods, there's more fires, there's more mold, there's more of everything happening to basically
more mold
everyone
happening.
Yes,
yeah.
We'll get into that another time.
Stay
my
tuned.
call to action to everybody, and I know this because I see the difference between people who have done this and people who have not, is to have a plan in place for these things. And I do a lot of emergency planning through ServPro. I'm happy to talk to people about this, but planning, I don't think people realize how valuable that is.
I love planning. Shout out to all my friends if they're watching. You guys know I love to plan.
Yeah, we'll be going to Disney soon, and
yes,
we would never get through it without you.
That's true.
The biggest drawback or the biggest mistake that people make because they think they have a plan. Everybody thinks they have a plan because they've got like an evacuation plan and post in their building, and they've got a fire drill planned every quarter and blah 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 blah. Biggest mistake people make, and this is the mistake that if you resolve this mistake, you're going to be prepared for these disasters.
Okay.
And I'm talking specifically about commercial real estate, though I'm happy to talk to any insurance agents, adjusters about more of the residential side. Have a plan that is building specific, that is accessible to everybody who will need it if something happens. That first half an hour after something happens, first hour, is the difference between if something's going to be an inconvenience or an absolute catastrophe.
Okay.
And if you spend that hour trying to figure out, like, who
do
I
I call?
Who's in charge?
How do I turn the water off?
How do I turn the water off?
Yeah.
You're absolutely...
You're wasting time.
You're wasting time, and you're costing yourself money.
Yeah.
And it's... I cannot stress enough how important it is to make those decisions before something happens. And I'm telling you, all of this stuff about Avenue 5 and climate change and blah, 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 to make the point that it's going to happen. So there's no good reason not to do it. And...
yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
It makes sense.
So sorry for that. It's sort of a downer episode, but
well, I'm here, so
yeah, Nikki's fun.
What do you guys want to talk about? Summer House, Bravo, Real Housewives.
I just want to say good morning to everybody. We got a good crowd here
It's
today.
a good crowd because I'm here.
Hi, Nikki, Diane,
hi
Lynn,
guys,
Michael Bloom, Melissa Conrad,
Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Hi,
Brianna,
ZD.
Kathy, Nicole, Kristen, Danielle. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kathy.
We're gonna do the fun part now, and that is do the drawing for the ServPro Mug Club.
Okay, come on.
If you guys are members of the ServPro Mug Club, you already know the deal. You have a coffee mug, it's got a number on the bottom. I'm going to pull a number from this fancy wheel, and we're going to bring Bear up into the mix here. Bear's going to be the one who announces if he has...
Bear, say hi to your mom!
Bear.
Do you miss Lynn?
If I draw your number, you win a prize. And if you're watching and I draw your number, you will win a double prize. And I still owe one to Karen at Niagara National. I was going to deliver it yesterday, and I went to a high-rise flood. So,
yeah.
So if you're watching and you haven't commented, it's the only way I know that you are watching. Just comment, say hello, tell Nikki.
That I look good today.
Tell her that she looks good
nice.
today. Yeah, give her a nice compliment. Do you want to do you're doing blue steel into the camera? Nikki, you want to be the prize drawer?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna spin it. You ready?
Yeah.
You want to do the click yourself?
I want to click it.
All right, I got.
And then I click it again, or no?
Less clicking.
Oh.
that was sounding mean. Less clicking. What we got?
Looks like a 390.
That's going to be Chuck Shafstall, Howard Hanna. Chuck, I don't think you're on today. I didn't see ya. I saw zero Chucks given. That was terrible.
No, it was okay. It was okay.
Thank you, Kaylee. We do look
Thanks,
fabulous.
Kaylee.
So, Chuck,
you look nice today, too.
I'll give you a ring. We will find you a time to get your prize together. That's our show for the week. Join us next week, 10 a.m. Maybe next week is the week that we
light something on fire. Yeah,
because we keep saying we're going to do it, and things are so crazy.
I think we should just have an all-dog show. No people,
just puppy cam.
Just 4 dogs, 4 chairs.
All right.
Classic show.
Post a picture of your dog in the chat for dog only show. We will see you guys next Tuesday at 10 a.m. My name is Dan Bauer with Serve Pro the Southdown, Serve Pro West Sound and Lancaster. Who are you?
I'm Nikki.
She's just
also of
Nikki.
Those Surf Pro places.
All right, we got 1 vote for Puppy Cam.
Oh, Puppy Cam.
From Halliack. Hey, Allie. Cool. I will see you guys next week, and maybe Nikki will join me as well. Have a great day.
Bye.